kids? Welcome to my channel, God's Favorites 444. I've been messing with my camera so much I can't even get my message out, so I'm gonna do the message. I'm gonna do that. I am a psychic medium. I channel messages from the Most High and others. I mean, literally lots of others. Ancestor messages. Oh, guides, angels, all that. Actually, sometimes it's a mess. Yesterday and the day before, I was talking about dealing with your gifts. Today is actually just using the gifts. I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to talk about it. Okay. 1 second. Let me close my door. This is specifically because I don't have personal space. I live in a male-dominated house. It's always ruckus. It's always noise. Lots of animals. Lots of kids running by. My kids are homeschooled. You know what? I got a secret. They're not inoculated or indoctrinated. It's crazy. They're very free-spirited. It shocks people. Their mama's a free-spirited weirdo, too. I was an overachiever. I did all that. I was a workaholic. I mean, I am. But we're going to a new phase where all that doesn't really serve a purpose. What you were doing isn't what you're needed for anymore. So if you have literally started to experience the tower moment, as they always call it, where you're losing things in your life, losing friends, losing job, losing car, losing house, whatever. Everything I just said I have lost this year. I have lost my home. I lost my car recently, this week. You know what the silver lining is about hitting bottom? There's nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. The thing is, the things I feel like I lost aren't really losses due to the fact that they were also kind of keeping me trapped. The best way to say it is, I'm not necessarily a housewife type. I don't really enjoy it, but I do find my chores meditative. I can handle it. That's cleanliness is close to godliness, only because it clears your space, clears your channel, clears your energy. It's good for you. But at the same time, when I do too many chores, have too many chores, I also I'm overwhelmed. I feel imprisoned when I'm in my home too much. And when I'm at work too much, I'm just a slave to the grind. It's always on the clock. It's always, what time is it? Time is money. Time is money. No, your life is the money that you can't get back. They have to pay you for it because time is priceless and you're not going to get any more. You're not going to make any more. We only have so much time for ourselves to discover ourselves, to find ourselves, to have our own back. So, while we're in the rat race of chasing the dollar bill, paying our bill, climbing a ladder in the rat race is killing you. The rat race is killing you. Are you living your life or are you living their life? Is someone living vicariously through you? Is it your mother and father's opinions of you that fuel your desires? What is it that you want and why do you want it? The question of the ages is, what is your question? If you don't know your question, you cannot get an answer. My question was, what is this for? I suffered a type of morbid depression from my childhood on for being born awake. Every day, the routine was the same. Even as a little kid, I acknowledged the fact that, sorry guys, I get stressed out. Channeling takes a lot. I'll try to keep it off the... This isn't for kids. This is not for kids. This is for high-strung people who are trying to get through it. Anywho, even as a kid, I would wake up in the morning and I would get depressed immediately due to the fact that I was going to get up, go to school for my 8 hours a day, then I was going to come home and I would get really tired and I would take a nap and my mom would cook dinner and I would get up and eat and then I would spend the rest of the day to myself with my books. I was a very isolated child. I had brothers. I have a lot of brothers. I only had one close brother in age. Same mom, same dad. A year apart. So we were close. We had a lot of shared experiences and then we had a lot of completely opposite experiences for being masculine, feminine. They're same parents, same environment, totally different outcome. So much so that he carried anger and I carried sadness. I would get sad thinking about the fact that even after I got done with school, I would have to go to work those same hours, and then when I got home from school or from work, I would have 4 hours of my day left to have to myself before I had to go to sleep and get up and do it again. Why? Why do we do that? Is that something? Does that build something? Does it do something? Does it fix something? No, it doesn't. Nobody is here to build an empire single-handedly. Why would you want that? How can you be a king or a queen without a kingdom, without loyal subjects? And why do you need loyal subjects? There's a reason that the few rule the many, because they believe they can. It's a matter of our belief systems. I was taught horrible, toxic belief systems. Generational lack. And a lot of us have been taught that. A lot of us have been told if you don't have money, you really basically don't exist. Biblically speaking, poverty is your protection from the mark of the beast. As you're not really poor. You're not really broke. You just know that it's not important for you to have those things. You know what is important. Your value system is correct. I wouldn't sell my family for all the money in the world. All the money in the world wouldn't pull me away from my family. If I had all the money in the world, not only would I take care of my family, I would take care of my family's families. Because no one exists just for themselves. Just like the river doesn't drink itself, the tree doesn't eat its own fruit. None of us are here just for ourselves. First, get your own house in order before you can help others. But our humanitarian side, some of us who do care so much it hurts. You care so much you have to turn it off. You cared so much that everyone who ever got in hurt you. And you just stopped. You put those walls up sky high. You don't feel pain, but you don't feel love anymore either. You don't feel anything. You don't want anything. You don't need anything. That's detachment. That's isolation. That's disconnection. That's not really being here. If it doesn't hurt a little bit, you're not really here. If it hurts too much, you have to back away from it a little bit. Take a look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we're all souls having a human experience. And some of us are just humans trying to find our soul again. It's got to be balanced. Above and below need to match. What you think and what you feel need to match based on how you act. Because I had the same burning questions all my life. What's it for? What's it mean? I did a deep dive on myself to get comfortable with myself. And self-acceptance is such a blessing. No one else is going to accept you before you accept yourself. While you're running to them to get that acceptance, they will withhold it so that you will always keep trying to get it. That's the name of the game. Withhold it so you'll seek it. If you give that validation to yourself, nobody's holding anything over you. But we are people. We are social creatures. We do need acceptance. We do need love. We do need to feel like we belong. And we do need to connect with others of different opinions, different backgrounds, different everything. Because a different perspective is why there are so many of us. I said a lot to say this. I'm coming on for the Christmas message, the message of hope. It gets better. And sometimes it gets god-awful before it gets better. And that's because it needed to go and you didn't have the courage or the ability to get rid of it. So circumstances change drastically and suddenly and alleviate you of your problem, even if it was something familiar that you had gotten used to and didn't know was a problem. We have got to stop hurting ourselves. We've got to stop hurting each other. A serious misunderstanding in how things work and how energy circulates has caused just like a karmic cycle that doesn't want to end. Because there's a story trying to play out. It's like the fire's always been burning. We don't know who started it. We just know it's never been put out. War is the fire that has always been burning, and war is due to our head and our heart being in conflict with each other. Society says, do this or else. God says, you don't even need that. You don't even need that. I can take everything away from you and show you don't need that. And sometimes that's what it takes, taking everything away to show you what was important. If you're going through that time right now, don't worry. The sun always shines again. Always. Winter is at the end of the year and spring is at the beginning. Everything starts and ends. We need it that way. If things went on forever, it would be insufferable. It would be insufferable. To be stuck in one body for all of eternity would be insufferable. The secret is everyone who's here now has always been here. We will always be here. We are the beginning and the end. Accepting ourselves, canceling out that war inside, loving ourselves, and unifying will sort this whole thing out. Our planet is dying. We are dying. Our soul is connected. Our soul is connected to the Allspark, and the Allspark is connected on every level, at every single level, from the micro to the macro, from literally the fly to the sky. It's all the same. It's the one thing trying to express itself as every single possible opinion. It's our job to express ourselves individually in each way possible, and then collectively express an opinion or an idea or even a process, a system that will make things better, because we don't want to make it worse. This is the only one we have. It's the only body we're going to have. This is the only planet we're going to have. This is the only thing we have to work with. We're going to have to make what we have work. It's time to get resourceful. It's time to get creative. It's time to get flexible. It's hard, but it's worth it. Anybody who sees me, you're like halfway there. You're more than halfway there. You've probably reached your Godhead already, and this is basically you talking to yourself, reminding you, I left notes to remember this. Let me be your mirror. Let me remind you. Let me be your wake-up call. We're here, boots on the ground. It's about to be first contact. I love you very much. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for stopping in with me. It's always good to visit. It's always good to connect. I love you.